What's up, YouTube? Today we are checking out the Path of Exile trade website, its official functions, and in this video we're going to take a look at the bulk item exchange. So in our last video we looked at how to search for individual items, and in this video we are going to be taking a look at how to exchange large amounts of currency, or even small amounts of currency, any amounts of currency, but how you can convert currency from one form of currency into another. So let's say, for instance, that I'm playing Path of Exile, and inside my stash tab I've got only a couple of regal orbs, and I really want to do some regal crafting. So let's say I've got a particular hankering for some regal orbs. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to look for regal orbs under the Items I Want category on the Path of Exile trade website. We're going to look for the icon for regal orb. There we go. It's right there. And we're going to say the items that I have. So how much am I willing to spend? Well, I've got some chaos orbs in my inventory. So let's say I'm going to convert some chaos into regals. So we're going to select the currency that I've got, chaos, and then we're simply going to search. And it's going to return for us a number of sellers that are trading regals for chaos. Now, typically, I'm going to give you this warning right away. Typically, when you are converting currency, the first few folks, this isn't true all of the time, this is a general rule, typically the first few folks that are going to be listed on this are one of two people. Either they have mislisted their price, or they are price fixing in order to try and get the market to move a particular direction. So, for instance, this guy Kami-sama Senpai, he is listing that he is going to trade one regal for one chaos. So is SW Jedi-san, so is Deadly Pain. There's a bunch of people that are trading at 1-to-1. So we see that right here. The first 5 people that are trading at 1-to-1. So you can simply trade one chaos and get one regal back. However, as we scroll down, we start to see that that price differs the further down we go. So if you pay 23 chaos, you'll get 21 regals. So at this rate, VIP Eva has started to see that the market is now swinging in such a fashion that chaos is actually converting into less and less regals per chaos. And you are going to see that as we continue to go down. The ratio is going to continue to skew. Here we've got K Kima selling. He's got 345 regals and he's selling 31 to 34. Here's another player, King J666. He's selling 11 for 10, 11 for 10, 11 for 10, 22 for 20, and so on and so forth. Now, when you've found a large chunk of the currency traders that are all sitting at the same price line, that is probably where the market is actually at. Generally speaking, the first few people, again, have either mislisted their currency or they're price fixing. Now, there's a whole bunch of talk in Path of Exile. You'll probably see it on the subreddit, in the trade chat, as well as other players on the forums chatting about whether or not price fixing is a good thing or not. We're not going to chat about that here in this video. We're simply going to say, as a word of warning, when you message the first few people on whatever search it is that you're looking for, the reason why oftentimes you won't get a response back is because the person either mislisted it, and so they're not going to trade with you at the particular price that you've messaged them at, or they are price fixing, and so they want the price to move. They want everybody else to list their price at a particular price that they're aiming to buy or sell at. So then what you'll do, once you have found a buyer that you'd like to buy, is you'll contact them. You'll click the contact button, and then there's a helpful little slider that allows you to sort exactly how much of a particular currency you want to purchase and during the trade, which is really, really nice. And then you can simply click on it, select it. It's going to copy it as soon as you select it, and then you'll be able to go over into Path of Exile and simply enter into a whisper chat and paste that message, so that way you've actually messaged that player. So here's an example of it. There you go. Hi, I'd like to buy your 110 regal orbs for my 121 chaos orbs and incursion. Bada boom. There's the example. All right, so other examples of currency. Let's say, for instance, you want to sell currency. Let's say, for instance, you have regal orbs and you want chaos orbs. So items I want are chaos. Items I have are regal. You can either look manually for that conversion on the bulk item exchange, or if you're simply flipping the conversion, there's this little arrow key here that allows you to flip back and forth between the icons, which is really handy. So let's take a look. If you have regals and you want to trade them for chaos, you can see here that a bunch of people are trading, hey, regals, 1-to-1 for chaos. And we're going to look and we're going to see, hey, look at that ratio. It looks like the ratio is skewing a little bit as we continue to look, but it's at slightly lower rates. So you can see here that the market is clearly moving in one particular direction for Regal Orbs. That Regal Orbs in general are going up in terms of their value when you compare purchasing Regal Orbs versus selling Regal Orbs. This is what currency trading is, and the way how people make more currency on this is simply by buying more currency for less than what they are selling it at. It's a very, very simple economic principle that you buy low and you sell high, and it applies to all sorts of currency and to all sorts of trades in Path of Exile. Now, if you want to get a quick overall economic view of where the league is at, the best way to do that, or the fastest way to do that, is to simply look at the exalts to chaos ratio. So right now there's one person who probably is either price fixing or who has it mislisted at 100 chaos to 1 exalt, and then you can look down and you can see the rest of the market. 100 to 108 to 1, 110 to 1, 113 to 1, 114 to 1, 115 to 1. My goodness, there's just a bunch of people sitting at 115 to 1. So this is probably where the market is actually at. Exalts are probably the worst offender in terms of the price fixing and the mislisting, simply because there are so many people trading it in order to flip currency and make money in POE. So just be aware of that when you're looking. That again, that first couple of actual listers are not actually listing what the market going value is. So you can message a bunch of these people, and you'll often see people put posts on the forums and on subreddits saying, oh, trading sucks and trading is terrible, and this game needs to fix its trading because I just messaged a dozen people and none of them responded. Well, that's because they're probably either mislisting their prices or they're price fixing, and they want people to sell at that particular price. They're not the ones actually selling at that price. They want other people to mislist their stuff, so that way they can purchase it at a particular price and cut the margin. So again, we're not going to chat about whether price fixing is a good thing or not in this video. That'll be in another video, another discussion for another day. But the bottom line is if you message a bunch of people at the top of a list, the reason why they're not responding to you is because they've either mislisted it or they're price fixing. So you want to find where that sweet spot is in the market, and it looks like right now it's 115 to 1. Now, a general rule of thumb, if you want to see whether or not the market's going to go up or down, is to compare the present league to standard, because eventually everything migrates over to standard. So if we wanted to see what exalts are going for in standard right now, exalts are going for about 145 to 150, anywhere in between 138 is the lowest to 150 is the highest. Okay, so in general, because everything migrates over to standard at the end of a league, this means that exalts still have room to move in Incursion League, at least as of the time when we're checking this. So that means that the market price is probably going to go up. And so eventually most currency prices by the end of a league, they match up with where standard is at for people that are trying to make money in standard, trying to make currency in standard. Eventually everything lines up and conforms to standard. So that means that if you're looking for a currency to invest in, what you do is you simply look at where it's at in the present trade league, and then go look at what it's at in standard. And if there's a big gap there, then you can invest early, especially if you're a standard player. You can invest early in the league, simply hoard a bunch of that currency, flip, and then when you go into standard, you can flip a bunch of that currency, and now you've got a bunch of currency to play around with in standard. All right, so that's a quick introduction into the bulk item exchange, into currency trading and currency flipping using the Path of Exile official trade website. Hopefully that's helpful to you. If you've got questions or comments, feel free to leave one down below. As always, you can subscribe for more Path of Exile videos, where we feature getting started videos. We feature Path of Exile trade and tools videos, as well as news and announcements. Everything that's Path of Exile related is pretty much what we cover here on the channel. So feel free to give us a like and subscribe down below, and check back for more exciting new topics and videos here for all of us who are exiles in Ray Class.